This is Daniel Higgins coming to you live. Hope everybody's having an amazing day, night, afternoon. Just depends on where you're at in this awesome world we have. I'll give everybody a few minutes, of course, to jump in and join this awesome live stream. So, we're going to have a brief discussion tonight, talk a little bit about wages versus profits. We just got off of live fast start training for our wealth building community. So once again, this is Daniel Higgins coming to you live. I'm going to jump in and discuss just a few key points about wages and profits, hoping to add some great content and add some great value to our wealth building community. What's going on, Kevin? Welcome to the live stream. Thank you for joining. So let's go ahead and we'll go ahead and get started with this information. I like to keep things short and sweet, so we'll jump right in. So let's discuss wages versus profits. And to start off, we'll just look at a few definitions for wages. So wages is just a payment, usually of money for labor services, according to a contract. And of course, there's some limitations. So limitations in terms of hourly, daily, and what really stood out to me here was piece work basis. So what it all boils down to is wages is a fixed payment. Fixed payment. So I want to draw that out because that's important to know. So there's some limitations here. And then as we look at profits, thanks for joining once again, Kevin. So profits is a valuable return. Ooh, that sounds good. And then you see financial gain, and then you see financial advantage. So we want to put you in a position for profits. Because, man, I'm telling you, that sounds awesome. So financial gain and financial advantage. Thanks for the hearts, Kevin. Always a pleasure chatting with you, man. So let's talk about shifting our mindset. Okay. So we discussed wages. It was a fixed amount. That doesn't sound too exciting. And then we have profits described and defined as financial gain and financial advantage. Now, just to break this down a little further, there's actually only four legal ways to create income. And Robert Kiyosaki was very good about laying this out in a simple way. And I want to break this down even more because it connects directly to wages versus profits. And if I were to walk up to anybody on the road right now, anybody that I interact with, and I ask them, hey, where do you get your wages? They'd be able to tell me immediately. Then I'll ask them, hey, where do you get your profits? And they'll kind of look a little confused. I've done this to several people. I've asked them, hey, where do you get your wages? Then I'll ask them, where do you get your profits? And they look at me like a deer in headlights when I talk about where do you get your profits. Welcome to the live stream, Gabriel. So as we look at the cash flow quadrant, there's four legal ways to create income. And before we get into this part, guys, I gotta tell you, what is your dream? That is going to be so important. That is going to be so important because this great information is meant to help support someone with a goal and dream to help their family. What's going on, Demi? What's going on, Gabriel? Thank you guys for joining the stream. So we'll share this great information. So as an employee, or if you decide to go solo, right, self-employed, welcome to the stream, Demi. You're restricted, okay? So there's some restrictions in terms of what you can do and how things work out as an employee or even as a self-employed individual. And the people on this amazing live stream can kind of attest to this because they've been in the employee side and the self-employed side of this cash flow quadrant. So you are spending your time on the left side of this cash flow quadrant. Spending your time. You will never get it back, and there's no residual income, there's no residual anything. It stops. You are taking your time, giving it to someone else, and then that's it. It stops. There's nothing wrong with being an employee, nothing wrong with being on solo or self-employed. It's just, what is your values? What do you want to do? What is your goal? We talked about wages earlier. So as an employee and self-employed, you are kind of on that fixed exchange, right? So there's that time restriction. Then also too, you get taxed more in this left side of the cash flow quadrant. So Uncle Sam, especially if you're on the United States side of things, he gets his cut maybe 30 or 40%. So definitely talk to your tax professional about that and how you can get away from legally, ethically, and morally giving more of your income away. So you don't actually even get to keep all your income that you create, and you're restricted. So when I talk about time restrictions, what exactly do I mean? Here's a simple example. As an employee or self-employed, you are literally taking your time and exchanging it for an income, which is where most people are. I think about 95% of people are just employees, right? So the restriction is this: there's only 24 hours in a day. So sooner or later, you're going to have to eat, you're going to have to sleep, right? Now, even if you're in perfect health for your whole career, let's say you're in perfect health for your whole career, you have family members, you have different events that might come up. Other things may happen where you need to take some time off, right? So that's very, very important. And thank you for that, Kevin. The mindset is so important. Yeah, you mentioned that. That's actually a good point, Kevin. The mindset is such an important part. So if you're in this left side of the cash flow quadrant, even if you're in perfect health, things might happen. Like my dad passed away from cancer. So that took time away from me being an employee, right? So I couldn't exchange time for money at that time because I had other things happening, other family obligations, right? So there's only 24 hours in a day. And unfortunately, as an employee or self-employed, you will need to pause every once in a while. Okay. And that will restrict you being able to create income for your family. So when we slide over to the right side of the cash flow quadrant, notice I put everything, I color coded this, man. We want to focus in and make this simple. So you want to slide over to being a business owner and investor. And guess what happens on the right side of the cash flow quadrant? A whole lot of good stuff, okay? So on the right side of the cash flow quadrant, you got profits, okay? Now, as a business owner, when I say business owner, I'm talking about at least having 500 people within your organization or more. That's the category that we're talking about. We're talking about big business, all right? Which we have within the Karatbars International, within my business. I know I have well over 500 people within our organization, right? So you tap into now a system. You can focus in on the right side of the cash flow quadrant with your profits, which is so important. We talked about financial abundance, and we talked about creating aggressive income with the word profits as opposed to wages, which is what we're limited to on the left side of the cash flow quadrant, right? So when you look at this right side, when you slide into a business owner and investor, you can tap into profits, you can tap into wealth building, and you can tap into leverage. You can leverage time, system, and money. So let me walk you through that. On the right hand side of the cash flow quadrant, what do I mean by leveraging time? So when we talked a little bit about the left side of the cash flow quadrant, we said it's spending time. So you never get that time back. Now, on the right side of the cash flow quadrant, you're going to be tapping into a system. So because you're tapping into a system, now you are positioning yourself to redeem your time. So now that 24 hours in a day restriction, it becomes an advantage to you because now you have other people within your organization taking their time and investing their time. On the right hand side of the cash flow quadrant, now you're investing your time because now you have your positioning yourself, especially within a money system and a business system. You'll be able to leverage time, maximizing your time. You'll have other people creating income for themselves and for their families and slide into, yeah, exactly, Kevin, slide into like a millionaire mindset. We don't learn this in school. All right. And on the right hand side of the cash flow quadrant, time freedom happens, generational wealth happens. You cannot give your family your cubicle when you're gone. It's just how it is. When you have a business, your family can inherit that business and then you can create generational wealth and start tapping into financial freedom. We have several people within our organization that have been able to retire early. It's not because they're doing something that you can't do. We're in a business where we're tapping into a actual money system. So you want to get back with whoever's sharing this great information with you. If it's Brother Demi Sonia, definitely get back with him. That's a sharp individual right there. Kevin, if it's Kevin, get right back to him. If it's Gabriel, get right back with him. Okay? We are tapping into the world's only business where you can actually tap into a money system and get paid to save. Right? So we are tapping into a business, so BNI at the same time with our Karatbars International business, because we are taking some of our currency and we are saving in physical gold. Our business model is a model where you get paid to save. So now you're tapping into leverage, not just a system, not just redeeming your time, but we're literally in a money system where you can have money working for you. And all we're doing is getting paid to save. Okay? So that's what we're focused on. So get back with whoever's sharing this great information with you. If that person is me, definitely visit my website. It is kickstartyourdreams.net. I want to share great information. I want to add value to whoever I get in contact with. So get back with whoever's sharing this with you. We actually have an international company that is here to support your goals and dreams and help you shift from being an employee or self-employed and slide over to creating a big business and start tapping into becoming an investor. Now, what's really cool about our business is that we can actually position you to create international profits. That's right. We are actively in over 140 countries right now. So you don't want to limit yourself to the left side of the cash flow quadrant, and you don't want to limit yourself to just your local economy. Let's connect and connect with the person who's sharing this great information with you. If you're seeing this on my YouTube page or if you're seeing this on our Facebook pages, get back with the person sharing this information with you immediately. It is actually free to register within our business. All right. So get back with that person that's sharing this with you. If it's Kevin, if it's Demi, if it's Gabriel, any of the great leaders that are sharing this with you, get back with them immediately. They actually have your best interest at heart because everything we do within this business actually benefits the people that we connect to this business. All right. So this is Daniel Higgins. I'm going to be signing off shortly. I just wanted to discuss really briefly wages versus profits. You actually don't have to pick either or. You can actually have both. But guess what? Profits is more something that you want to focus on because that's where you build wealth for your family. So as I mentioned before, if I'm the person sharing this with you, get back with me. go ahead and jump on kickstartyourdreams.net right away as soon as this broadcast ends, and get back with the person sharing this with you. If Kevin is sharing this with you, or if Demi, get right back with the person sharing this great information with you. We want you to win all 2020. So we're here to support your personal goals and dreams. Everything, everything always starts with a dream. So I know that as you're watching and listening to this information, that you have a dream, a goal in mind, and you want to tap into more profits so that you can help create that dream and make it a reality for you and your family. So thank you so much for your time, and I will see you guys on the next live broadcast.